Chelsea. Chelsea.
Can you remember the first football match you ever saw, whether it was on TV or that you went to, when you realised that, Carl, I love this game?
In the day I was born, my father played a big match. He just come home to see me born, and he went to the stadium to play a big game. So I was born in that environment. But of course I don't remember that big game against Sporting Lisbon. The match I remember well was my father match against Ireland, Portugal-Ireland in Brazil. Was my father cap for the Portuguese first team. I was a kid, I don't know, 8 years old, something. I remember perfectly all the details and the emotions of that. And after that, I don't remember when. I remember so many things because my life was inside. I was born son of a footballer. I grew up son of a manager. And after that, I start my own little career as a kid that wants to play football and play football in every category. And after that, my formation as a coach and my youth experiences as a coach, and after that, professional football. So my life was football and football.
Do you think if you'd been a big success as a player, that maybe you wouldn't have gone on to be such a great manager? Or do you think it was inevitable?
Many important managers, they were not top players, and maybe because of that, we start focus on try to be the best and learn the maximum we can and study the maximum we can, which you can't do when you are a top professional player. Because I can imagine if I was a great player, my formation would be different. But I think genetically you are what you are. So I think if you have in your DNA what you have, there is no way back, and doesn't matter how, you always go in that direction.
Give us an insight into what it's like being Jose Mourinho's superstar coach. You're on the touchline and the whole of the ground is singing Jose Mourinho, Jose Mourinho. How does that feel?
Doesn't feel. I go to the game, people used to say, let's go and enjoy the game. Yes, it's true, let's go and enjoy the game. But at the same time, let's go and do our job. And I go to do my job. So I go to the touchline sometimes I sit in the dugout, but I'm eating the game. I'm playing my game. I'm not playing with the ball on my feet, but I'm analyzing. I'm trying to give feedbacks. I'm trying to support my players. I try to read the game perfectly so I can have an intervention at halftime that can help the team to have a better second half than the first was. So I go there in that perspective. Yes, enjoy. I love it. I couldn't live in a happy way without these 90 minutes periodically. But I go in the perspective of work. I'm going to do my job. So it doesn't matter if the stadium is supporting you because you are at home, or if the stadium is against you because you are playing in the house of a football enemy. I go there to do my job, and to be fair, I enjoy both ways, because both ways are not important for me. I just go there to do my job.
What's the hardest thing you've ever had to deal with in football?
I would say to work with people I don't like. We have to sometimes. Very open, I'm very emotional. I give my heart, I give my shirt to anyone that needs. So when you have around you people that you don't like, for me it's hard.
So what's the other side of the argument? What is the most fulfilling moment of your career? What was the best moment for you?
I would say to win the Champions League with Inter, because was a special group of people that was that night or never. Was a team. I wouldn't say frustrated people because they won a lot in the Italian competition, but was a group of people with a dream, and they couldn't reach. Since the owner with amazing investment season after season during, I would say, a couple of decades, to players that gave everything to Inter. Players, some of them 38, 37, 36, was there or never, and they gave everything to arrive there. So when I saw what it meant for them, I felt completely realized, because I know that I gave them a push for that moment. So more than me, because it was the second time for me, was the pleasure to see that people. It was fantastic.
How long does that joy last? Because you've got this habit of winning a trophy, getting the medal, giving the medal away, walking off, saying next job, next challenge.
Yeah. I think the one I'm going to enjoy more would be the last one, when I decide this is, for example, like Sir Alex. So I think that moment, that last thing, is the thing I'm going to enjoy, really, because the others, I think life must be like that. You win, you keep memories, keep the medal or not, but memories and feelings you keep forever, and go for the next one. I think is the way to keep going.
Now, you mentioned to any football fan the name Jose Mourinho. Everybody knows it, but you do divide opinion. There's people who love Jose, and there's people who hate Jose. How does that feel? Did you care about that, or?
It depends on the reasons why they love and they hate. If they hate for the right reason, I respect that hate. If they hate based on lies, based on projects to make people hate, I feel it's not fair, and I don't enjoy it so much. But again, football is what it is because of this game, and I am what I am also because of this. So you have to live with it.
Because you have got this reputation as a manager who, yes, wants to win, but some would suggest win at all costs. Is that fair?
But if I win a big match with a goal that was not a goal, if I could change, I would change. I'll change. So, for example, that semi-final, Liverpool-Chelsea. If Chelsea wins and goes to the final with a goal that was not a goal, if I could change, I would change. And I would say, no, 0-0, let's go for extra time. So I don't know where people connects me with this kind of feelings, because I'm exactly the opposite thing. So I don't understand. And the other ones are the attacking managers, but I am the manager with the records of goals. The other ones are the fantastic attacking people. I am the one with the record in Spanish football, in English football, in Italian football, in Portuguese football. So I don't know very well where this situation comes from. But again, that's life. You can't change.
Talking generally again, what do you think the craziest thing you've ever done in football? You know, the funniest, the stupidest, the daftest, the one that makes you laugh.
We could write books with stories. We could write books, but yesterday we were speaking about some, and we were having fun with one, which was in Inter, and we played against Fiorentina in Florence, and we were fighting with Roma for the title, and we were losing 1-0 with 5 minutes to go, we do 1-1 and 2-1. Eto'o scored 2 goals and we are winning 2-1. Big victory. And after our second goal, the game was over 2-1, but my players were celebrating and they forgot 1 more minute to play, so we scored minute 91 or 92 and they go there, and minute 93 and they scored the second goal and it's 2-2 and we lose 2 points. We go to the dressing room and I need to kick something, and I saw a bag and I'm going to kick the bag, but the floor was wet. So when I kick the bag, I do like, and blah, in the floor. I almost kill myself. Not one noise, nothing. Nobody could laugh. Nobody could react. 3 days later, we played the cup final against Roma in Roma. So we win. So when I go into the dressing room, the players were doing what I did. Everybody, pa! Everybody, pa! So we had stories and stories, and that's the good part of football, because in the middle of the pressure relief, when you are surrounded by people you really like and the feeling is mutual, you have fantastic moments.
Are there moments that you regret as well, though?
No conditions to regret. We cannot go back and change things. For sure, would be some decisions, some behaviors, some things that if you could, you would. But I never spend one second thinking about it, because no way to do it. Chelsea. The fame I don't enjoy for sure. If I could spend some of my money to go outside for a shopping with my wife and my family and nobody to disturb me, I would. If I could use some of my money to say in this beach forbidden to take pictures, I would pay for that. So I'm in a beach as any other person without every telephone taking pictures to me and my family. So to be famous, for sure, I don't enjoy. The money, I'm a very normal person. I would say I would live almost the same way without the money I have. If you tell me as a family man, as a father, it's nice to have the feeling that you can support your kids, support your family. So if they want to go to the university in every corner in the world, I can say yes, let's go. If they want to marry, they want to buy a nice flat in any place in the world to live with her husband or his wife, I can support that. Okay, but only for that, because me and my wife, we are very normal persons. We live basically the same way we live when we start together 25 years ago, and we educate our kids to live the same way. We are normal people.
How important is football to you in the great scheme of things in your life?
After my family, it's football. Without family, no happy life, or I would say no life. Without football, for sure, no happy life. So football is important for me, and I felt that not while I'm working every day. I felt that in that period where I left Chelsea end of September, and I made a decision of not to work till the end of the season. So between September and May, I would say October was enjoyable, November so-so, from December to May I was in trouble.
I'd remember this, but can you remember looking in your bank account and seeing there was like £1 million in there? You go, yes. You know, can you ever remember doing that?
No, I remember when we were married 25 years ago. I remember to be looking and waiting for the day of the next salary. I remember that. I remember perfectly. Me and my wife, we have this amount. We are going to get the school salary on the 25th of the month. We are on the 21, so for these 4 days we have to control this and that. I remember perfectly, and we speak a lot about that also to explain the kids how our life is. I remember perfectly. We never had problems, to be fair, but we remember perfectly to have this balance, to think, to organize, to take the money for the things you have to pay every month, the normal expenses. I remember perfectly to save some because we are going to try to buy a new car. We are going to try to refurbish some room. I remember perfectly this organization, and this is the organization we keep at the time.
Because I remember once you told me, you joked that you kept your money in a box under the bed, sort of thing, and you said, but then you thought, I'm going to go, and you bought an Aston Martin, I think a James Bond car, and I remember you telling me that as if like, I really think I can splash out a little bit now.
You know, when I won the FIFA Gold Ball 2010, which was the first time FIFA gave a gold ball to a manager, we thought in the family that was a special moment in my career. I was telling always, that car is a beautiful car, that car is an amazing car, and my family was pushing me. So why don't you buy? Why don't you buy? Why don't you buy? And we decided to buy. We decided to put inside of the car like a plate with that thing, the date and Jose Mourinho and FIFA Gold Ball, blah blah blah. And I told my kids that this car is never for sale. It's for you one day to have an old Aston and to remember what your father did in 2010.
You mentioned family before. When you're at home, are you treated like Jose Mourinho superstar, or do you have to do the washing up? Do you have to do the hoovering? What's it like at home?
I'm treated like what I am. Her husband, her father, and very, very normal. I do what I can. I can't do things I'm a disgrace doing. I cannot cook, for example. I don't need to clean, and I love to go with my wife for a supermarket and make shopping, and I love to go with my kids to do things they like to do, to go to a movie, to help in homework if it's something I can. I love to be normal. If
you could be anybody else, past or present, who would you choose?
I couldn't do it. I admire so many people, but I wouldn't change what I am for nothing. More than what I am, I wouldn't change what I have. I couldn't be married with another person. I couldn't be the father of other kids.
Finally, can you sum up what it's like being Jose Mourinho, the good and the bad?
The good is much more than the bad. The bad is about moments. It's about any person that is public because of our jobs, things we lose. But that's a little bit of the price. So I don't cry a lot because of what football took me. because football took me a few things, but by the other way, it gave me a lot.
Chelsea.
Watching you on the touchline, you're very animated at times. You're very, very involved. Do you ever get nervous the night before, so you can't sleep, or nervous just before the game?
Before the game, there is a spicy period. The day before, no. The day before is, for me, is the same. The day before or 1 week before is the same. The night before, I sleep as always like a child. The day I don't sleep is the day of the match. After the match, especially if the match is a late one, is a late time, I think it's consequence of adrenaline levels, and you get excited, and after that you go to bed, and the game. After the game, before is a normal day for me. The match day, that little period, which I call the empty period, is the period I don't like, which is the period when we arrive in the dressing room and the players are preparing for the match, and I'm just waiting. And that period is an empty period where you feel something. But when you go to the tunnel and you go to the pitch, everything is over.
So at what point do you do your team talk?
I start doing days before. I start preparing the team, analyzing the opponent, analyzing ourselves, training in relation to that analyze. Normally the players, they feel the team before the team talk, because the way we work, normally they feel the team that is going to play. My last team talk is normally in the hotel before we go to the stadium. When we arrive in the stadium, a couple of individual words, depending on something in the last moment, the lineup from the opponent. John is not playing. Tom is playing in his position. Attention to this, attention to that, but just small details. But the work finish in terms of team talk before we travel to the stadium.
Do you feel powerless, or are you confident that
No, I'm confident. There is something I really hate, which is if you do mistakes with things you were prepared for, I hate it. If you do mistakes because of the unpredictability of the game, that's the game. That's the game. But when you know the opponent does this, this is the mechanic, this is the way they play, this is the way they create, and you are going to make a mistake about something you work a lot, you feel powerless. I'm not happy. I feel like betrayed because of the work you do, and you couldn't express that on the pitch. But I'm completely open, and that's why football is what it is, and football is the game it is, and everybody in the world knows something about football, is because of the unpredictability. So that is a part of the game, and that is a part that I understand.
It's 5 minutes before kick-off against Hull City.
Mm-hmm.
Stamford Bridge is rocking. The special one is back. The place is absolutely unbelievable. How are you going to feel just before that big kick-off?
I think, of course, you are the first that I'm going to tell that, but I will tell any one of your colleagues when I meet them in the press conference before the match. I hope Stamford Bridge is rocking. I hope Stamford Bridge is full of support for Chelsea, not for me. I'm Chelsea. When I go there and I sit in that dugout, I am Chelsea, I'm not Jose Mourinho. So if they want to praise me with a couple of minutes and show me how happy they are, I have to stand up and say thanks to everybody else. But I wouldn't be happy if that goes on and on and on, because I want the players to be supported. I want Chelsea to be the Chelsea of everyone. So I want them to support us. I want them to be with us, good moments, bad moments, cold weather, sunny weather, home, away, winning, losing. I want them to be with us as a blue family. That last year, at certain moments, it looks like the family was broken, and I just want to try to make the family back together. Just that. So I want them to support us. And 5 minutes before, I would say, I want, at that moment, I want to go and play. I can't control anymore the desire to go and play. Is that period belong the empty period and the game, which is the period where your levels of adrenaline are coming up, and I want very, very much to go and to play and to compete and to enjoy Premier League again, and to enjoy to be fighting on the Chelsea side.
I know I said finally, but just one last thing that I've just thought of. You are the greatest manager in Chelsea's history, 6 trophies in 3 years, back-to-back titles, everything that you did. Aren't you risking that legacy by coming back?
I don't think so. I think what you did, you did. Nobody can delete, nobody can take away from me that history at Chelsea. You know, I want to be seen as a new manager at Chelsea Football Club and be analyzed by what I do now. And I want to work hard and try to be loved for what I did now, knowing, and I know Chelsea people mentality, knowing that they will never forget what I did before, and they will never forget that I gave everything to this club. But you know, my career is very rich. I won lots of things in different places. Every competition I would love to win. I did it, so I don't feel that pressure that a manager without big CV would feel. The pressure I feel is the pressure of fighting for your own club. Chelsea means more than be the manager of another club. Means more not because of what I did. Means more not because of that pressure you were asking me for. Means more because I always want Chelsea to win. So if I wanted Chelsea to win in the last 5 years with 10 different managers in charge, now I am there, I can do something which I couldn't for the last 5 years. I couldn't do. So now I can. So the pressure I feel is that pressure of, I think, any Chelsea supporter in the stands feel. If a Chelsea supporter, somebody tells in this match you are in charge, come down, and you are Chelsea manager, I think that person would feel big responsibility on his shoulders, you know. So that's what I feel, but it's based on the feeling I have for this club.
Chelsea.